everyone, Chef Jean-Paul here with Loco Cookers, cooking on the big boy griddle. Look, I'm gonna show you how to make pizza on your Loco griddle. Now, you can make any pizza you want, but I'm gonna combine my love for one of my favorite sandwiches, the Muffalata, known in New Orleans and Louisiana around with deli meats and Italian salad and provolone cheese. This works for any type of topping, but I love this Muffalata pizza for a fresh take on a classic Louisiana dish. Okay, for this pizza, I'm gonna use a frozen dough ball from my local grocery. I'm gonna follow the directions on the packaging in terms of temperature. Now it says to set your oven for 375. As you know, we're not cooking in an oven today. We're cooking on that Loco griddle. Now it has been sitting out at room temperature for about 20 minutes. So fully thawed. I wanna take some semolina flour. This is not necessary to use semolina flour, but it will add a nice crusty addition to the crust. Hit it right on that surface right here, and what I'm gonna do, hit with a little bit of semolina on top, and I'm gonna just take my hands and kind of stretch it out till it reaches about 10, 12 inches in diameter. Because I don't have the ambient heat of an oven, I wanna make sure it's almost like cracker thin. So I'm gonna just roll that out, just work that dough. And so I'm just gonna get it to that, really, let me get it nice and even. You can see my thickness looks good. All right. Now, this is good to sit here for 5 or 10 minutes. Let's go turn the griddle on to 375 and I'm gonna show you those next steps. Our dough's rolled out and we're ready to turn this griddle on. I want to go to 375. I want all 3 burners on. The quintessential ingredients for a Muffalata Italian olive salad. This is olives, carrots, cauliflower. It's really salty and briny. Provolone cheese. I like sharp provolone. And then you got smoked ham, mortadella, and just hard salami. This is Genoa salami from the deli case at the grocery store. I'm gonna add some ricotta cheese as well. It kind of acts as a sauce, if you will, because this is somewhat of a sauce-free pizza. But this is not typical of a Muffalata, but for a pizza purpose, it does the trick really nicely. All right, so the dough's rolled. You can see I rolled it up around my rolling pin. I'm gonna take some olive oil. Nice kind of spread of olive oil there. I'll take that dough. I'll just roll it out onto my cooking surface. And from there, we just want to let that dough do its thing. What I'm going to do is I'm going to close the lid to kind of get as much oven effect as I can, you know, so that top part can start to bubble up real nice. Now that that pizza is really starting to kind of come together, I'm going to give those bigger bubbles a little pop to let some of that air, and then what I'm going to take this spatula and just give it a rotate. See how that's looking pretty good right there. I want to give it a little more time on this side. All right, the dough is looking good. Before I flip it, I want to take some of this oil from the olive salad, just give it a nice little mix around. Don't worry about some of the solids that come off. Those flavors are really associated with this pie. That looks good. Now from here, what I want to do, take my spatula and then just like that, all right? Now, right away, I want to get to work on building this pizza because you're going to build it on the flat top. I'm going to take a couple of little pieces of ricotta, all right? Just give it a little spread. It can be in clumps. That's okay. It's going to be nice little pockets of cheesy goodness. All right, that's looking good right there. Give it a little salt, a little black pepper. Next up, I want to layer my meat on there, all right? You're gonna do single layer of all meats. You can put as much or as little as you want on there. Looks like I'm gonna use a good bit of this. That's my salami. I'm gonna add my ham. And I'm gonna add my mortadella. You can't get mortadella. Honestly, bologna's not a bad substitute. And then I'm gonna go ahead and add my olive salad. Just layer, you want a full coverage of olive salad here. I've had a Muffalata pizza before and it's one of my favorite things. I just can't get enough of that salty, briny, herbaceous olive salad, mixing with the cheese and the deli meat. Lastly, sharp provolone cheese. And I'm gonna scatter around the whole thing. Full coverage. Now remember, there's no ambient heat like top heat, like an oven would give to a pie. So you gotta get this done relatively quick and then close the lid.
What's up everyone, Chef Jean-Paul Bourgeois here, frying some frog legs and interrupting your viewing pleasure to tell you about Duck Can Dinner Season 4 out this fall, right here on this YouTube channel, Stir the Pot Studio. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do, and make sure you push those notifications on so you get up-to-date insights on when we're dropping that season. Thanks, y'all.
What I like to do is just turn it down to 300, 275, and just allow the heat that's already on the griddle to finish cooking that crust and melt that cheese simultaneously. So this is just a little hack. It's not necessary if you don't want, because that cheese will melt. But if you want to get some of that brownness on the cheese like you would in the oven, you could grab a torch and melt the cheese. And just like that, you got a beautiful pizza ready to go for dinner. So what I like to do, you can get a pair of tongs or tweezer tongs like I have, get your big spatula in the back, and just in one kind of steady movement, get that onto your pan. Now from there, you cut your griddle off, and we're gonna take it inside to cut up and give this pizza, this griddle pizza, a shot. Woo, that's good. Now what I like to do is get a nice clean surface. I just pull that off like so. And then I like to get a little bit of parsley. And feel I got a crispy bottom. I mean, that just looks delicious. I'm gonna get 8 pieces out of this. Right down the center. And guys, like, this is an oily sandwich. It should be an oily pizza. And we've definitely accomplished that. We used good olive oil. We used the oil from the Muffalata salad. And then you got that sharp provolone cheese that has its own amount of oil in it. Take a look at that. I mean, guys, that is, I haven't tasted this yet, but that might be better than a traditional Muffalata. One of America's greatest sandwiches combined with one of America's favorite foods, Muffalata and pizza. Man, that really is incredible. Somebody who's eaten Muffalatas all their life, first time making a Muffalata pizza on their own, and it is beyond my expectations, even with store-bought crust. You can do this at home really easily, especially when you're using great tools like that Loco griddle.